2 minutes till broadcast. One minute till broadcast. Seconds till broadcast. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin transmission.
Broadcasting from the heart of the nation, the next generation in conservative talk radio. This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Why, yes, it is. What is up, my friends? Welcome into it. Hey, it is a pre-Friday celebration, the greatest day of the entire week, my friends. We have a laundry list to get to today. I've been scrambling all the way up until right as we came on, trying to find. I can't find any audio or video that is verifying what we're hearing about how Donald Trump is now advocating for the non-need of a midterm election 2026. That's the hysteria that we're hearing from the mainstream media right now. That's what we're hearing. It's not true. It's ridiculous, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Welcome into the show. Great to have you as usual. You see the light at the end of the tunnel as we continue on through the week here, broadcasting out of the heart of the nation in Wichita, Kansas on our flagship radio station. But we are all over the country. So many great radio stations across the country doing our thing.
Do it live!
Like we do every single day here on the program. We have Stephen Williford on the program. He is with the Gun Owners of America. We're going to talk about the latest ICE shootings. Investigations. What is justified in a shooting with law enforcement versus non-justified? And why the heck are we seeing so much protest and outrage going on in Minneapolis? Will Donald Trump use the Insurrection Act in order to try and settle down the craziness going on in that area?
Say what?
I know, kind of crazy. So we'll get to that here in just a moment for sure. First and foremost, make sure to like us on our social media at Hooser Reason. We have our live streams going on, which you can check out. We have the podcast, which you can search on any of your favorite podcasting sites by searching The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser. And all of that information is on our website at HooserReason.com. I want to remind you as well, we did post something on our website, HooserReason.com. We have our bingo card of 2026. Our political bingo card of 2026. Now, obviously, it's not like typical bingo. There's one card, but let's see how many of these things come true. We have different rows that have different topics on them. You can go, it's a PDF file. You can see it on the website. You can download it, put it on your refrigerator, and you can check out the Voice of Reason's 2026 bingo card. How crazy will this year of politics go? That is the question. So that's pretty fun. But nonetheless, there's a lot to get to. Let's get into our What's Trending story of the day because I am excited. We finally get to talk policy again today.
What's trending today?
It's been a while. It's been difficult with all the drama and the gossip and the foreign policy issues and whatever else, which they're still there, but we have some policy news today. And if Donald Trump and the Republicans are able to execute what they're planning to do right now, it will be a slam dunk win for the victory in the midterms for 2026. We'll be able to maintain our majority in both chambers, which, again, I'm always the eternal optimist. I'm optimistic we'll be able to continue on with the majority already as is, but maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But it really comes down to Republicans and how much they codify the Trump agenda. Donald Trump can sign as many executive orders as he wants, and we're starting to see the benefits of those with tariffs and with investigations and with transparency and with changes in health policy and whatever else. But until we codify them through Congress, the next administration, God forbid, in 2028, if we get a Democrat in there, they're going to reverse all this stuff. They're going to have a really tired hand, but they're going to reverse all this stuff because Donald Trump signed, like 400 executive orders. So we need to start codifying this. And one of the big issues right now, one of the very few policy agendas that Democrats are looking at in the midterms is health care. And it's a big conversation right now. Those of you that may have been on Obamacare, you may have gotten some of the benefits of the lower prices throughout the COVID pandemic, because now even the media, thankfully, I will give the media a slight bit of credit for them acknowledging that the subsidies that ended in Obamacare at the end of the year, one of the reasons that the Democrats shut down the government back in October was because they were not just the regular subsidies for Obamacare, they were the additional extended subsidies that we had during the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but the pandemic's over. I know. And if the pandemic's over, then why do we still have extended additional benefits of Obamacare when that's essentially just resubsidizing socialist government healthcare policy? And you can see how well that works, because healthcare policy kind of stinks in the country, right? It really doesn't. It's not that good at all. So Donald Trump has officially come out with his new plan on healthcare, and you can find the entire thing at whitehouse.gov/greathealthcare, which is the link that they have for the website. And they break it down. Now, here's the best part about this, and why, in my opinion, Donald Trump is very smart and strategic on how he presents a healthcare plan. The plan overall suggests that we stop the subsidies of Obamacare, the extended additional ones, and instead use that money to build health savings accounts for individuals that we can use on an individual basis however we want to. It's a great plan. If we want to go a step further, I would advocate to just lower our taxes in general to where we can keep our money and let us build our own health savings account. But if we're trying to do a supplementation to transition from one policy plan to another policy plan, this is dramatically better than what we had with just government health care that's run really poorly and really crappy. And we can just actually have our health savings account to do whatever we want to with it on the healthcare front. But outside of that, it advocates for lower drug prices. It advocates for more transparency from big insurance companies to actually allow Americans to know exactly what the prices are going to be for different products and services when they get their health care, which is kind of awesome. Transparency there. Outside of that, it leaves the specific details of how the bill should be crafted to Congress to figure out. And it's kind of the softball. If you're not reading the room, Republicans in Congress, you kind of need to read the room a little bit better. Hey, when the girl, look, I'm terrible at reading signs. I was terrible at flirting when I was younger, before I met my wife, and she's the one that actually approached me because I always got in the friend zone. I was never bold enough to be like, hey, you want to go grab a drink? I'm never able to do that. And my wife and I, by the way, are high school sweethearts. We met in high school in choir, and she saw me, and she made the first move, and I was like, okay, and we've been together since. So I'm terrible at reading the room on that front when someone's trying to get my attention. Nonetheless, Republicans don't follow that step. If someone's trying to throw you the softball, trying to inch to you and instigate like, hey, I kind of want you to do this, you kind of need to read the room a little bit better. Republicans, Donald Trump's throwing you a softball right now. He's saying, hey, healthcare is one of the biggest issues right now for the American people. Healthcare costs are way too expensive. I'm going to create a plan, the Donald Trump plan at whitehouse.gov/greathealthcare. I'm coming out with a great healthcare plan that leaves the details up to you. Here's softball question. Figure out the details and get it past Republicans. It's really not that difficult. Donald Trump also released a 5-minute video on the website as well, introducing the plan. We're not going to listen to the entire 5 minutes, but here's what he had to say.
Today, I'm thrilled to announce my plan to lower healthcare prices for all Americans and truly make healthcare affordable again. We're doing things that nobody's ever been able to do. We're calling it the Great Healthcare Plan. Instead of putting the needs of big corporations and special interests first, our plan finally puts you first and puts more money in your pocket. The government is going to pay the money directly to you. It goes to you, and then you take the money and buy your own health care. Nobody's ever heard of that before, and that's the way it is.
All right, hold on. Before we go further, I want to break this up just a little bit. It's a great plan. Although we could just cut out the middleman and get rid of government and healthcare in general, the appetite for that is a little waffly right now. Not quite sure, because people still think that we need some type of substitution. And this is where Republicans, I think, fail, and why they have not been able to succeed on the healthcare front in general for the most part, is because we have to all of a sudden have a substitute. If we don't want Obamacare, what's your substitute for the healthcare plans? And our substitute should be get the government out of healthcare, period, end of story. Make the private sector private, make the public sector public, and get rid of government overseeing an industry that's a sixth of the entire U.S. economy. Give the money back to the people to where we don't have to pay into it in the first place, and then we can set up these health savings accounts. That would be a plan. Not very many people understand that concept of like individual personal responsibility. And I'm not talking about you as the listener here. We're talking in generalities here. So they come up with the plan, send us the tax money like usual, and then we will create the health savings account for you and just essentially give the money back to you. I guess if we're going to still have government involved, that's the best way to do it, right?
The big insurance companies lose, and the people of our country win. This proposal locks in the massive discounts on prescription drugs that my administration is achieving through our most favored nation drug pricing agreement. Now, when you hear about that, for 40 years they've been trying to do it, but they never were able to do it. No other president was able to do it. I got every other country to approve it by the use of tariffs and other things. They all approved it. Nobody else got it. No other president got it. And for the most part, they didn't even try because they felt it was impossible.
All right, let's stop right there for a second. This is bold. This is really bold, because I've never heard of an administration, regardless of what other political side of the aisle, Republican or Democrat, I've never heard of an administration use the terms of big insurance. And obviously there's big pharma, there's big insurance, there's big tech, there's big whatever. I mean, these big box, this consolidation of massive conglomerates dominating industries, and then the vilifying. And we have to admit, both sides of the aisle, at least I would think both sides of the aisle, are in agreement that the major corporation, not corporation evil, because obviously businesses are corporations that started off as small business that did very well and very successful, and they grew and they become a major corporation. We're not attacking corporations. We're attacking the crony capitalism. And I don't know that people necessarily understand that. The crony capitalism of let's just use the term of big insurance. We don't hate insurance. Well, I take that back. Democrats hate insurance, which is why they celebrated the killing of the head of the CEO of United Healthcare. Then at the same time, they want Obamacare subsidies to go to the major insurance companies. So I'm not sure how you try to do the two together. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. A little bit weird. You don't have to be in the mental right state to be like, I hate insurance, but I want the tax money to go to you. Like, that's
I'm special.
doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Nonetheless, the majority of Americans outside of that ideology recognize that private is usually better because it's better quality and it's lower prices because it appeals directly to the consumer. And if the consumer doesn't like the product, then the product is bad and therefore the business goes out of business. So you and I get to hold private companies more accountable. The reason that we had this issue with big insurance and big pharma and big tech or whatever else is because, number one, there's almost a monopoly-like mentality that government has not broken up. And number two, the majority of them are actually in bed with the government, which means they're not beholden to you and I, the American taxpayer or the American consumer, because even if we stop using their product, they're still getting subsidized by the federal government, a.k.a. getting rid of subsidies for Obamacare. So this is kind of groundbreaking with the calling out of big insurance, trying to cut off the subsidies from the federal government, your taxpayer money, and then giving the money back to you to hold these companies accountable, create different private options, and allow you to make the best decisions you want for your family. That's kind of ingenious. And it's not usually heard of within the system, which is why Donald Trump has been the trademark guy.
It'll bring down drug prices 80, 90%, in some cases, just numbers that nobody's ever heard of before. Your prescription drugs will come way, way down. And under this policy, the prices of many drugs will be slashed by 300, 400, and even 500% starting this month at the TrumpRx.gov.
All right, so there we are. It goes on, but you can find the rest of the video again at the website with the whitehouse.gov/great healthcare with the great healthcare plan, the one big beautiful bill, the great healthcare. He's very energetic and very passionate about these. Again, he talks about the benefits of it in the transition away from government healthcare, which makes Democrats lose their mind because unless the government's taking care of you, then what?
We're all gonna die because of you!
And that's the narrative that we're going to hear from the mainstream media, from the Democrat talking points, and I guarantee as a prediction into midterm season, healthcare will probably be one of the biggest talking points from all of the candidates across the board. This could be the make or break on whether Republicans get reelected for the majority in Congress again. And that's the question. Will Republicans take the great healthcare plan, make the details out of it, and get it passed? Get it done and show some success that you're actually doing something and the entire movement's not on the back of Donald Trump alone. Come on, man. Let's get her done.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
When America builds, the world follows. Our energy powered the 20th century. We've set the standard for generations, and we never waited for permission. But now, we're being held back. Outdated rules, endless delays. Without permitting reform, Washington's red tape is slowing us down while other nations race ahead. It doesn't have to be this way. We can clear the way for energy that's affordable, reliable, and built right here. Because what's built here is felt here. Lower costs, more jobs, stronger communities. That's what permitting reform makes possible. Energy didn't just shape our country, it powered the American dream. And with our innovation, we can lead the 21st century. Congress has a choice. Build America's energy future or risk falling behind. Tell Congress, pass permitting reform now.
Miss any part of the show? Well, don't worry. Now's your chance to go find the podcast and listen to as much of the Voice of Reason as you'd like. As the show continues to grow all across the nation with great radio affiliates, we also continue to grow as one of the top conservative podcasts, ranked 5th on the MillionPodcast.com Best 50 Conservative Leadership Podcasts in the nation, and number 1 on FeedSpot.com's 30 Best Conservative Talk Shows in the country. The show continues to grow each and every day. Just find us on any of your favorite podcasting sites at The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser. Hey, did you know that you can have multiple different networks on one single smartphone? Well, with Patriot Mobile, you can. It's time for you to sign up for the Patriot Mobile primary phone plan with plans as low as $15 a month, where you can have 2 numbers and 2 networks on one single phone. And right now, if you sign up using the promo code REASON, you can get an entire month absolutely free. It's the Patriot Mobile One plan. 1 phone, 2 numbers, and 2 networks. And it's all at patriotmobile.com/reason. Again, patriotmobile.com, and use the promo code REASON.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? How did 2 guys in a cramped California garage reimagine the phone and put the power of the universe at our fingertips? At Americans for Prosperity, we believe greatness can happen anywhere. We just need freedom and the opportunity to make it real. But today, with a rigid system stifling progress, limiting creativity, and holding us back. That's why at AFP, we offer solutions that tackle the most critical challenges facing our country, so there's nothing standing in the way of America's next breakthrough. Because what we build today doesn't just shape the future, it defines it. How will you be defined? Take your first step today with Americans for Prosperity.
When you choose Patriot Mobile, you're not just picking a wireless provider. You're choosing a company that shares your values. It's easy to switch, and you can keep your number, your phone, and most importantly, your values. With Patriot Mobile, you get the power of nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks. That means wherever life takes you, we've got you covered on the same reliable networks you already know and trust. And when you need us, we're here for you right here at home. Our customer service is 100% US-based because we believe that support should come from people who understand you and your values. At Patriot Mobile, you're not just another call, you're a priority. In today's world, where you spend your money matters more than ever, every dollar is a vote for the kind of future you want to build. Join the thousands of Americans making a difference with every call, every text, and every connection. Choose a company that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Switch today and get 1 month of service absolutely free by going to patriotmobile.com/reason.
When reason meets radio. This is the voice of reason with Andy Hooser.
Yeah, welcome back into the program. Great to have you today for a pre-Friday celebration. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Going to carpe diem all over this place, baby. It's what we're all about here on the show. I hate that. You get an eyelash in your eye or something. Man, what the heck's going on there? All right. Welcome back into the program. Hey, I want to tell you about my friends over at Lean. I have been taking Lean since the beginning of the year, January 1. So I'm almost 2 weeks into my regimen, and I feel freaking awesome. I have energy. I've always had energy. If you've listened to this program for any stint of time, you realize that we're a bit of an energetic program, the fastest hour of conservatism on the radio each and every day. But throughout the day, I feel really good as well. You have no idea how much damage that gaining and losing weight could do to you if you go back and forth. You do some of the fad diets, you do cleanses, you do fasting, you do, soup diets, whatever you do. And you do these fad diets for a short amount of time, you lose weight, then you put it back on. It's not good on you. It damages your body and just your body in general so badly. Doctors call it weight cycling, and half of Americans do it. It's when you lose 10 pounds or so, but then you put the pounds back on, and even sometimes more than that. It's really tough on your body and organs, and it's probably leaving you really frustrated as well. Bottom line, most people need help losing weight, and here's a great way to do it by going with the non-prescription Lean. It was created by doctors. It's an oral supplement, not like the injections of the GLP-1s. It's way cheaper, by the way, too. And the science is really impressive. Lean helps you maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control appetite and cravings, and it helps burn fat by converting the fat that you're stored in your body into energy, and burning fat keeps the weight off. If you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace and keep it off, add Lean to your diet and exercise lifestyle. Get 20% off right now by using the promo code REASON at TakeLean.com. Again, go to TakeLean.com. Get 20% off when you use that promo code REASON. All right, we'll continue to cover more of the healthcare conversation as we go along. Donald Trump, again, throwing the softball to Republicans in Congress if they act. And here's the thing. If they do just a few things, I know it's difficult. We have a slim majority in the House. We have a slim majority in the Senate. We need 60 votes for a lot of issues in the Senate, which makes it more difficult. Maybe a big omnibus package again, which we hate. I hate that term. I hate that. But you do something like that, a reconciliation bill, throw it all in there, pass it with a simple majority is what we have to do. And if Republicans do that, they pass the appropriations process so that way we don't shut down the government by the end of January. We cut spending, end the Department of Education, which we've already pretty much gutted already anyways, and we pass the great health care plan that Donald Trump has proposed with the finite details about where we go with the health savings account, what we do there. We lower these prices. We create transparency. We push back against major insurance companies. Can you imagine the landslide victory that we're going to see coming up later on this year? Like, it's a no-brainer. Now, of course, the fear tactic is apparently Donald Trump doesn't want a midterm election, and I cannot find any audio or video of him saying this. Now, he did a sit-down interview with Reuters, so maybe it's just in transcript form, but according to some of these websites and some of the obscure websites, so maybe that's the problem, the Alternet, which is ALTERNET.org, alternet.org, they say that Donald Trump headlined Trump on 2026 midterms. We shouldn't even have an election. That's the theory, right? That's the fear tactics. Right? No, is it true? Probably not. Although it did get all the way up to Joy Behar on The View earlier today.
I really worry about that Trump is looking for this kind of pandemonium to go on, like you just described, so that he can declare martial law or something, and also cancel the midterms.
Well, under martial law, you won't have elections.
Yeah. That's what she's saying. But listen,
because he's worried. He even said,
to administer
if
the
the
elections
Democrats
in this country
take
is what
Congress
helps.
next time, I will be impeached, which means that he could be convicted and sent to jail. He does not want that to happen.
All right, that is probably the dumbest. And I'm sorry, I don't make personal attacks, people. That is...
I'm special.
That is, like, you are not the brightest crayon in the box on that entire segment whatsoever. I have not seen the actual quote, although I'm assuming He's like, hey, we should be winning so good we don't even need a midterm election because we're winning way too bigly, right?
And I think we're going to make it bigly.
We'll find the quote. We'll read it. But this is insane. By the way, he is trying to think about the Insurrection Act for Minneapolis.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason. Fighting for conservative principles seems more difficult all the time. The progressive left finds new and creative ways to limit freedom, abuse power, and trample the Constitution each and every day. That's why we need the knowledge, resources, and common sense to push back. And that's where we can help. Head to our website at HooserReason.com. There you can find our latest blog discussing topical issues of the day. Let us know your thoughts on current events with different surveys and chat rooms. And keep track of what I might be doing or where I may be speaking. Plus, when you head to the website, you can always get great deals and different offers from all of our great radio partners. Finally, if you want more of the show, you can find our podcasts with all of our great episodes and your favorite guests. And make sure to check out the latest Voice of Reason infomercials and maybe some other special content. And it's all because of you being part of the Hoosier-holic family. Let's continue to fight for conservative common sense principles together by going to HooserReason.com. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? Our country's greatest breakthroughs were born from bold ideas and the ability to take one small step forward. At Americans for Prosperity, freedom and opportunity find their defenders. Because our country's next giant leap is just around the corner. Are you ready to step up?
Hey, the live show may be almost over today, but it doesn't have to be for you. As always, enjoy the Voice of Reason with our daily podcast by finding the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser on any of your favorite podcasting sites. Just find us, subscribe, have it automatically downloaded, and listen at your convenience whenever you want to bring some more reason into your day. And a lot of people are doing it. Also, you can always find the video of the show, along with articles, additional commentary, and maybe a few sarcastic remarks by following us on our social media. Stay up to date with everything going on with the show, including upcoming guests, breaking news stories, interesting articles, and maybe some memes. Help us in the ongoing battle with censorship and shadow banning from social media by following us on the social media at Hoosier Reason on all of our social media sites. For all these social media links, podcast links, contact information, or just general information of the show, go to our website at HooserReason.com. There you can listen live every day, read our latest monthly blog, find our radio affiliate list, or even listen to our latest infomercials and special content. Plus, you can always reach out to the program by sending me a message on social media, emailing us at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com, or sending an email through our website at HooserReason.com. Whether it's content on the show, whether it's a guest that you've liked or disliked, or whether you want to disagree with me, and disagreement's always appreciated. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our monthly newsletter. Each month you'll get the latest update on the show, updates from the Hoosier Media Network, and our latest blog discussing topical issues of the day. Finally, if you want to help support the show, become a member of our Patreon site and help us fight for the cause of truth, reason, and common sense every day, and get more of the same by becoming the ultimate Hoosier-holic. Get additional interviews that sometimes we don't always get to air on the radio. Hear our special segments or even our infomercials before anyone else, and have a chance to chat with other great Hoosier-holics from all over. By becoming a Patreon subscriber, you're not only helping the fight for conservative values, you're helping us get more content and information out through the Hoosier Media Network. Find out more information online at HooserReason.com. Lastly, follow and support all of our partners with the show. The Voice of Reason has been growing more and more every year, and it's because of so many great partners helping us get the message out to you. From show partners to local radio affiliates in your area to streaming sites, podcasting sites, and more. We have so many supporters and listeners now than ever before, and we want to thank you. It's time to bring back common sense, and we do it right here every day with the Voice of Reason.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? How did two guys in a cramped California garage reimagine the phone and put the power of the universe at our fingertips? At Americans for Prosperity, we believe greatness can happen anywhere. We just need freedom and the opportunity to make it real. With today with a rigid system stifling progress, limiting creativity, and holding us back. That's why at AFP, we offer solutions that tackle the most critical challenges facing our country, so there's nothing standing in the way of America's next breakthrough. Because what we build today doesn't just shape the future, it defines it. How will you be defined? Take your first step today with Americans for Prosperity.
When you choose Patriot Mobile, you're not just picking a wireless provider. You're choosing a company that shares your values. It's easy to switch, and you can keep your number, your phone, and most importantly, your values. With Patriot Mobile, you get the power of nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks. That means wherever life takes you, we've got you covered on the same reliable networks you already know and trust. And when you need us, we're here for you right here at home. Our customer service is 100% US-based because we believe that support should come from people who understand you and your values. At Patriot Mobile, you're not just another call, you're a priority. In today's world, where you spend your money matters more than ever, every dollar is a vote for the kind of future you want to build. Join the thousands of Americans making a difference with every call, every text, and every connection. Choose a company that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Switch today and get 1 month of service absolutely free by going to patriotmobile.com/reason.
Truth, reason, and common sense. This is the voice of reason with Andy Hooser.
All right, welcome back into the program. Great to have you here for a pre-Friday celebration. It is what a wild time we live in. Apparently, Donald Trump's advocating for no midterm elections. Is that the case? Is that happening? Okay. Well, that's what Joy Behar said on The View. I'm just going off what she said, right?
I really worry about that Trump is looking for this kind of pandemonium to go on, like you just described, so that he could declare martial law or something, and also cancel the midterms.
Well, under martial law,
out
you
for
won't
this
have
guy.
elections. Yeah. That's what she's saying. But listen,
because he's worried. He even
states
said,
do administer
if
the
the
elections in
Democrats
this country,
take
so that
Congress
helps.
next time, I will be impeached, which means that he could be convicted and sent to jail. He does not want that to happen.
Okay, so yeah, that's apparently the quote that he said during a Reuters interview. According to I can't find a direct quote. However, even Reuters, by the way, they're like the top key quotes from Donald Trump during this interview, and the key points that he brought up during the interview didn't mention any of that. It's alternet.org is the website where they have the headline that Donald Trump says that we don't even need to have an election. Here's what they say. President Donald Trump rejecting criticism from within his own party. The economic challenges facing the American people and polling on Greenland suggested that his second-term accomplishments were so extensive that they should render the 2026 midterm elections unnecessary. What does that mean? That means that Donald Trump feels that he has done such a good job that there's no reason to have an election because we're going to win in a landslide victory. Does that mean that he's advocating for a non-election? Come on, man. By the way, he's not putting in martial law, you dummy, with Joy Behar. Again, I don't like to do name calling. It's stupid. This drives me nuts. If you're going to report anything, report it somewhat accurately. Martial law and Insurrection Act, completely different. If you want to know what an Insurrection Act looks like, look at what Donald Trump did in Washington, D.C. The Insurrection Act allows the National Guard to come in to clean up the crime, to clean up the homeless, to clean up the people that are actually committing crimes in the community that local law enforcement needs assistance with, and then you're done. Martial law means you lock down the entire population and you can't do anything. Big difference there, right? Come on. Absolute insanity. Speaking of, by the way, let's get to our What's Trending story with our next guest on the program.
What's trending today?
Caroline Leavitt did a press conference today, and I got to give her the mic drop moment of the day because she laid the beat down on one of the reporters there earlier today.
ICE agents generally, and earlier on, Secretary Nolan spoke to the media, and she said, among other things, that they are doing everything correctly. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. 170 U.S. citizens were detained by ICE, and Renee Good was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. How does that equate to them doing everything correctly?
Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed?
Are you asking me my
Yeah.
opinion? Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably.
Oh, okay. So you're a biased reporter with a left-wing opinion.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, because you're a left-wing hack. You're not a reporter. You're posing in this room as a journalist, and it's so clear by the premise of your question. And you and the people in the media who have such biases but fake like you're a journalist, you shouldn't even be sitting in that seat. But you're pretending like you're a journalist, but you're a left-wing activist. And the question that you just raised and your answer proves your bias. You should be reporting on the facts. You should be reporting on the cases. Do you have the numbers of how many American citizens were killed at the hands of illegal aliens who ICE is trying to remove from this country? I bet you don't. I bet you didn't even read up on those stories. I bet you never even read about Laken Riley or Jocelyn Nungray or all of the innocent Americans who were killed at the hands of illegal aliens in this country. And the brave men and women of ICE are doing everything in their power to remove those heinous individuals and make our communities safer. And shame on people like you in the media who have a crooked view and have a biased view and pretend like you're a real honest journalist.
I mean, boom, mic drop on that one.
In the face! In the face!
Let's talk. let's talk about that with our next guest on the program. He's with the Gun Owners of America. Really happy to have on here Mr. Stephen Williford. Steve, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing superb. How are you?
Hey, we are living the dream. Appreciate you jumping on the show with us today. These shootings, these protests, these radicals that are just obstructing law enforcement that led to 2 shootings now. We had the shooting last week with the individual that was blocking the road with her vehicle and then hitting the individual, ended up with the shooting there. We've now heard about a shooting in Minneapolis yesterday of a guy, a Venezuelan apparently, that had attacked ICE with a shovel, and he is not dead. However, he has been shot and is in the hospital recovering with non-lethal type of damage to him, which is good news. Are we getting out of hand with people that just do not respect or abide by law enforcement?
Well, I just heard one here. So I'm in Sutherland Springs, Texas, southeast of San Antonio, and they just had an illegal alien that ICE had blocked in, and he ran both the car in front of him, and then he threw it in reverse and ran the car behind, injured an officer, and he's lucky he didn't get shot.
Wow.
Because, and I've heard this about Renee Good. They said, shot an unarmed woman. She was sitting behind the wheel of a 4,000-pound vehicle.
Yeah.
What do you mean unarmed? And it's tragic. I hate the fact that she lost her life.
Right.
And she has children and stuff. Don't get that twisted. I cannot stand the fact that she lost her life. However, that ICE agent had a family also.
Right.
That he wanted to go home to, and his life was threatened.
Yeah, the question we keep hearing from the other side is, was it justified to pull out the firearm and shoot? And like you said, now it's debatable on whether she was specifically targeting him with the vehicle, but at minimum, that she was driving recklessly with people around her vehicle because she was in an emotional rage. She was blocking them intentionally, and when they approached her vehicle, whether she was trying to hit the guy or trying to get away and was speeding off at a rapid rate without the awareness of people around her vehicle, at minimum, she was doing reckless driving and putting people in harm's way, like you said. The courts have decided that a vehicle is considered a weapon when you use it to try and harm somebody. So, this is a threat that we have to have. So, in your opinion, the shooting was justified, wasn't it?
Well, you just don't threaten she hit an officer.
Right.
She hit an officer, and her partner was yelling, "Punch it, run, go, go!"
Yeah.
So she just is complacent, also.
Yeah.
And again, I can't talk enough about how tragic it is that it had to happen. But again, an officer puts his life on the line out there, and whether she intentionally hit him or not, he doesn't know that.
Right.
All he knows is he just got hit by a 4,000-pound vehicle in a very aggressive manner.
It's really unfortunate, Steve. How do we calm down and tone down the escalating rhetoric about ICE right now? We have this ICE Watch group, which is what's causing the issues in Minneapolis. We have other issues around the country with protesters that are out there demonizing ICE. They're the Gestapo for the Nazi fascist Trump regime right now, that we're just rounding people up and just deporting. How do we calm down this rhetoric and remind them that, hey, these are federal officers? They are part of federal law enforcement, and you cannot obstruct what they're doing, and we need to respect them like we do your local cops or your local sheriff's office in your own local community.
It is not up to us to calm down the rhetoric. It is up to the people that are spreading that rhetoric.
It's a great point.
They need to calm it down. They need to understand. And again, it's just tragic that they stoke people up and they get them into a frenzy. And they're saying, oh, they're illegally nabbing citizens off the street. No, they're not citizens. There's nothing about them that's citizens. They're not taking U.S. citizens off the street. For the most part, they're taking rapists, murderers, burglars, and stuff like that. And illegal aliens. These people are all illegal aliens.
Right.
They're not taking American citizens off the street. These people came here knowing they were illegal.
Well, and they're focusing primarily on criminal illegal aliens at that, too. It's not just the average illegal alien unless they find them while they're doing an operation, but it's people with criminal records, rapists, drug charges, human trafficking. I mean, these are people that normally you would think we would want off the street anyways, regardless of their status of citizenship, right?
Exactly. And that's what it's about. Please go to Gun Owners of America, and we are fighting for your freedom to be able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Go to gunowners.org and sign up.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about ways that we can defend ourselves, because right now we have crime that is getting better thanks to the Trump administration. But for the longest time, we've been almost conditioned to just allow crime in our cities. And Washington, D.C. was a great example. Chicago, obviously, a great example. New York. All these coincidentally have really high gun regulations and laws to where you can't protect yourself in many cases. And we've just almost been socially conditioned to be like, hey, when it gets dark, if you're out in public, it's time to go home, because that's when the bad guys come out, and make sure to lock your doors and protect yourself. Why do you think, Steve, that we've been conditioned to just accept that type of society?
I don't know. It's just unacceptable for me, because if I've got to go do something, I want to know that my family, my friends are safe. I tell all my kids, and they're grown adults now, and I tell them, carry everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Be able to defend yourself, because there's just no telling when something might happen.
Yeah.
Be able to defend yourself, train, because police can't be everywhere.
Yeah, it's a great point. And most of the time, cops are there for the autopsy afterwards, not to try and prevent it, because you can't use preventative measures with law enforcement, and that's the tricky time. Go and check them out, Gun Owners of America, Stephen Wilford. Steve, we're out of time, my friend. Keep up the fight. I know it's a major issue. We love supporting you guys and the NRA and the Second Amendment Foundation and so many other great Second Amendment organizations across this nation. We need you, because this is how we continue to hold the government and our communities accountable without crime running rampant. So thank you for what you do, my friend. Let's get you back on again soon.
Thank you. God bless.
Hey, you as well. Appreciate it very much. Got to take a break. We'll get some of your thoughts on this when we come back. Also, some new legislation during the state legislative sessions of 2026 across the nation. California trying to propose a bill that could ban someone from being on the presidential ballot of 2028. Lots more coming up. Stay here.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Big government is broken. Every year, politicians fail to pass a budget as the deficit continues to grow. Every month, unelected bureaucrats pile on rules no one voted for, strangling our economy. And every day, D.C.'s broken system gets in the way of the American dream. Washington isn't working, and the people pay the price. At Americans for Prosperity, we believe it's time to fix the system. Now, join the movement to make government work.
As you know, I'm always looking for a good snack, but it's hard to find good quality snacks without all the unhealthy additives. But now that problem is over. It's time to enjoy J&S Smoked Snacks. Real cuts of beef, real wood smoke, and real flavor that's crafted in small batches to keep every bag fresh. I promise you'll be addicted. And with numerous different flavors, you'll never get enough. This is not your average gas station jerky. It's J&S Smoked Snacks. Find them online at jssmokedsnacks.com and tell them I sent you.
When you choose Patriot Mobile, you're not just picking a wireless provider. You're choosing a company that shares your values. It's easy to switch, and you can keep your number, your phone, and most importantly, your values. With Patriot Mobile, you get the power of nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks. That means wherever life takes you, we've got you covered on the same reliable networks you already know and trust. And when you need us, we're here for you right here at home. Our customer service is 100% US-based because we believe that support should come from people who understand you and your values. At Patriot Mobile, you're not just another call, you're a priority. In today's world, where you spend your money matters more than ever, every dollar is a vote for the kind of future you want to build. Join the thousands of Americans making a difference with every call, every text, and every connection. Choose a company that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Switch today and get 1 month of service absolutely free by going to patriotmobile.com/reason.
What fuels the freedom to dream bigger? Our country's greatest breakthroughs were born from bold ideas and the ability to take one small step forward. At Americans for Prosperity, freedom and opportunity find their defenders. Because our country's next giant leap is just around the corner. Are you ready to step up?
Hey, the live show may be almost over today, but it doesn't have to be for you. As always, enjoy the Voice of Reason with our daily podcast by finding the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser on any of your favorite podcasting sites. Just find us, subscribe, have it automatically downloaded, and listen at your convenience whenever you want to bring some more reason into your day. And a lot of people are doing it. Also, you can always find the video of the show, along with articles, additional commentary, and maybe a few sarcastic remarks by following us on our social media. Stay up to date with everything going on with the show, including upcoming guests, breaking news stories, interesting articles, and maybe some memes. Help us in the ongoing battle with censorship and shadow banning from social media by following us on the social media at Hooser Reason on all of our social media sites. For all these social media links, podcast links, contact information, or just general information of the show, go to our website at HooserReason.com. There you can listen live every day, read our latest monthly blog, find our radio affiliate list, or even listen to our latest infomercials and special content. Plus, you can always reach out to the program by sending me a message on social media, emailing us at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com, or sending an email through our website at HooserReason.com. Whether it's content on the show, whether it's a guest that you've liked or disliked, or whether you want to disagree with me, and disagreement's always appreciated. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our monthly newsletter. Each month you'll get the latest update on the show, updates from the Hooser Media Network, and our latest blog discussing topical issues of the day. Finally, if you want to help support the show, become a member of our Patreon site and help us fight for the cause of truth, reason, and common sense every day, and get more of the same by becoming the ultimate Hoosierholic. Get additional interviews that sometimes we don't always get to air on the radio. Hear our special segments or even our infomercials before anyone else, and have a chance to chat with other great Hoosierholics from all over. By becoming a Patreon subscriber, you're not only helping the fight for conservative values, you're helping us get more content and information out through the Hooser Media Network. Find out more information online at HooserReason.com. Lastly, follow and support all of our partners with the show. The Voice of Reason has been growing more and more every year, and it's because of so many great partners helping us get the message out to you. From show partners to local radio affiliates in your area to streaming sites, podcasting sites, and more, we have so many supporters and listeners now than ever before, and we want to thank you. It's time to bring back common sense, and we do it right here every day with the Voice of Reason.
America's safe space for common sense. This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Yeah, welcome back into the program. Great to have you. Got a few minutes left as we wrap things up for a pre-Friday celebration. Thanks again to Stephen Williford with the Gun Owners of America. We appreciate him very much. I got to be careful, too, because we're live streaming on some social media. They don't like that term, so we may have to use, like, boom boom stick. You know, the boom boom stick owners of America. That does that work? I think it's pretty good. We can use that one. Why the heck not? No, we appreciate him coming on and discussing some Second Amendment issues, self-defense, the crime rates going on, and the ongoing demonization against ICE for sure. I'm reading more about this health care plan for Trump, which I find fascinating. We'll get back to that in a minute. I do want to tell you about my friends over at Americans for Prosperity. And as we talk about health care reform in Washington, D.C., they are working on campaigns to educate you on what we can do and how we should put pressure on our elected officials when it comes to health care reform in general. I want you to go to the website personaloption.com. Super easy. Personaloption.com. You can learn about how we deserve the quality, affordable healthcare needs that we can trust by having private options, having more options for ourselves, not just the government option of the whole Obamacare. If you want to keep your plan, you can keep your plan. If you want to keep your doctor, you can keep your doctor. And then it all fall apart because the government's like, well, we don't have to worry about profits, so we'll just run everybody else out of business. We didn't ban them. They just happened to fail when we ran them out of the private sector. So we're bringing back those personal options that are better quality, better priced, more transparency, and so much more. Go to personaloption.com, personaloption.com with our friends over at Americans for Prosperity. If you go to, and again, the website, which is the whitehouse.gov/greathealthcare, there's a link, there's the video on there. It's like a 5-minute video from Donald Trump. If you go down to the bottom, it says view the fact sheet. And we brought that up. And again, it's very generalized. It's essentially one page of plans allowing Congress, again, here's the softball, do your thing, man, get her done, that allows Congress to kind of detail, but it goes in the general direction. There's a category on here saying holding big insurance companies accountable by creating an English insurance a plain English insurance standard, requiring health insurance companies to publish rate and coverage comparisons up front on their websites in plain English, no industry jargon, to allow consumers to make better insurance purchasing decisions, along with publishing costs of overhead claim payments, displaying claim denial rates, and so on and so forth, allowing you to really, if you're going to do the research, and allowing the options to have competition in the private market, allowing you to do so by you making the proper decisions. That's a win, isn't it? I don't know. I got to be honest. I don't really know who would be against that type of idea. In Democrats, I know you only want government health care because it shouldn't be for profit. Health care is a universal right. It is. Health care coverage, though, costs a lot of money. And therefore, the government shouldn't be doing it because, well, what's the old slogan? It's good enough for government work. When you go to the DMV, if that's what you want for your health care, then go for it. To me, I don't want that. That's really kind of insane. So hopefully Congress can start working on this. Again, if you do, Congress, then you have a slam dunk to win and campaign on going into midterm elections. All right, real quick.
What's trending today?
I love this one. There is a new bill, according to ABC Channel 7 out of California, about a proposed piece of legislation in California to exclude an individual off the 2028 presidential ballot. Now, when I first saw the headline, I was thinking, somewhat logically, and I was like, all right, it's coming out of California. Maybe they don't want Governor Newsom to run for president because they want him to stay in the governorship because, well, he's doing great work for the state, or whatever their justification was. Or maybe it was a Republican that was trying to ban Gavin Newsom from being on the ballot in California because they don't want him to run for president because the Republicans don't like him. That was, when I saw the headline, that's what ran through my head. Was it that? No, nothing like that. In fact, according to ABC7.com, in their political category, proposed California legislation aims to ensure that President Donald Trump is excluded from the 2028 ballot.
Say what?
Oh, man. I'm telling you, these guys now, again, this comes after Gavin Newsom has said multiple times that he's been trolled by MAGA supporters, Republican voters, by sending him Trump 2028 hats, and it has to stop. He is 100% adamant that Donald Trump is running for president in 2028 for a third term again, and he's just livid about it. So apparently Congress, or at least the state legislature, the congressional leadership in California, working on a bill to bar President Donald Trump from the ballot in 2028. If that's all you have to worry about in your state legislative body, all the power to you, man, but that's kind of crazy.
Dump inside your blood fluid and get your brake working so you can stop sometimes.
Yeah, that's the level of intelligence that we're starting to see coming out of California. Wildness. We're back at it tomorrow for a Friday. Until then, be your own voice of reason. Be that catalyst for change. It is the voice of reason. I'm Andy Hooser. We will see you back on the radio before you know it. See you. Bye. Hey, it's Andy Hooser. You know, when I get off the air every day, the battle for me against limited government, censorship, and even unfactual content is far from over. That's why now I'm so happy to say that the Hooser Media Network is giving you more opportunity to catch the voice of reason along with other great shows and podcasts. It's been a long time in the works, and now you can finally enjoy more great content, services, and topical shows. We're the safe space for alternative talk, information, and ideas that the mainstream media absolutely hates. From holistic and alternative medicine, discussions on religion and spirituality, pure entertainment shows, and of course yours truly with the voice of reason. Plus, we offer numerous media services, including helping you set up your own podcast. Become your own voice of reason and bring your expertise to any fun issue or topic. For information on all of our shows, links to podcasts, each show website or social media link, or to find out about everything we do to challenge the mainstream establishment, visit our website at HooserMedia.com. Again, that's HooserMedia.com, the future of media.